Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, California, Los Angeles, this very sad household. Yeah. I don't know, the Cavs just started going on runs, and then Curry would hit a three, and Iguodala would hit a three, and how many damn turnovers did you see in that game? Man, there were so many turnovers. It was hard to get all that excited. There were only a couple runs where we could get a couple things right in a row. We were just shooting ourselves in the foot. And then, of course, J.R. Smith is shooting everything. What I hear somebody say, J.R. Smith's a guy that hits impossible shots when it doesn't count, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. The season's over. Cavaliers lose the NBA Finals to the Golden State Warriors. What was the final score? I don't know. Who cares? I don't know. I mean, you should probably have the final score if you really want to see it. 105-97. Cavs got it close there toward the end. A little bit. Not really. Las Vegas has the Cavs as early favorites to win in 2016. Yeah, don't you think? Although, don't forget, LeBron only signed for a one-year deal. Oh, and don't say that they're testing for HGH next season. Although they are. I don't know, I've been hearing rumors that Dwayne Wade might want to come play with LeBron if he's not going to get a ridiculous deal from Miami. That little Kobe Bryant sweetheart deal. Oh, by the way, yeah, I just kind of walked into conversation, but I didn't mention that.
It's the Unhappy Hour.
All right, it's not as impressive as Greg Moore's cricket sound and forced laughter on his show, Sports and More, but he's our guest today, and we're going to talk about the Cavs season, what we learned, and what happened in this game specifically. We'll go through a few different things, but first, check out the homepage of thenewamericanmedia.com, where we're probably going to have a lot more about the Cleveland Indians and the Cleveland Browns and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Hey, the Buckeyes won the title, at least. God, I'm not happy right now. This is not good. But the Buckeyes did win. So we're going to shift gears, and of course, with the 2016 elections, seriously, if you idiots put a Bush or a Clinton in office, I don't even know what to say to you. If any of you are supporting one of these oligarch families, I just don't. But, we normally talk about those types of issues on agree to disagree. So, we mix it up. We do sports, we do politics, we do finance, we do spirituality, we do all that jazz. But the way you check it out is thenewamericanmedia.com. And on the right-hand side, a couple of things. TNAM Radio, that's where we go live. That's where you listen to our shows in real time. Underneath that is our Facebook page. You can also, other than clicking it off our homepage of thenewamericanmedia.com, you can also do a search for The New American Media with spaces in between and then like the page. And then Twitter is there on our homepage as well on the bottom right. We're at American_media_. And finally, if you want to throw a penny into our wishing well, click on some of our videos on youtube.com/thenewamericanmedia. When those ads play, it's like you throw a penny in our wishing well. I know Greg has done that once or twice, and we appreciate it. We've been doing this for just over 4 years right now, and it's really been it's a lifelong goal. It's an aspiration. It's a beta test of what's to come once we get the full operating budget and team in place. But we are building that. We're building that right now. And so click subscribe, youtube.com/thenewamericanmedia. Post comments like Corey, who goes by UFC as MMA. He leaves a lot of comments. And I know he kind of tuned out of the playoffs at this point, and he's a draft geek. I think fair to say a self-described draft and stat geek. So, coming up here with the NBA draft, who's going to get, who are the Lakers going to take, and what's up with Joel Embiid? Yeah, Joel Embiid might be turning into a Greg Oden. Lord almighty, what a... Whew. You think back to that Cavs draft, and it's like we could have taken Carmelo or LeBron. It's like, wow, that was not even a choice. And I felt that way at the time, but, so did the rest of the world. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, you can leave comments like Corey does on the YouTube channel. check all that stuff out. But anyway, let's get to tonight's show, and it really is. If I had some really somber music, what's the most somber music I have? Let's see what my brother created. This is pretty somber. This is okay. This kind of fits the mood. It's not like a funeral march or, it's not taps. But it has that kind of, I could feel sad to this. I could drink some scotch alone in the dark, listening to Endless Love. What? Friends listen to Endless Love together in the dark. No, but anyway, it's just a little bit of theme music here, because it really is sad. All in on the Cavs, and fine, they had injuries, but you just never know when your last chance is going to be your last chance, and it's like, you just got to take those. I'm very poorly paraphrasing Eminem at this point. However, Cavs put up a hell of a fight, and there's a lot to be proud of. There's a lot to build on. And remember, LeBron didn't win it his first year in Miami either. A couple things to fine tune and tweak, but I do think one more thing. If you're not following it, why don't you find us? Maybe Greg can tell you how to do it. But we have a pretty cool sports group on Facebook, and we're gonna still be talking Cavs with all the off-season moves and whatnot. But we're gonna also talk Buckeyes and Tribe and Cleveland Browns, of course, and it's just going to get crazy in a different way. This group is very new. Greg Moore is the host of Sports and More with Greg Moore. You can follow him on Twitter. He's at Greg Time. Greg, welcome to the program, brother.
Hello, sir. Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy, hoy. Yeah, I was going to say, what's up with that? You normally
We're being somber.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Ish.
Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy, hoy. Harumph. Can we add a harumph? Tell people real quick how they do the search to find our sports group, because I think that sports group is going to be just a great platform as we continue to grow over here.
It is right now. I think we're at 706 members, I believe. It's the Unhappy Hour Sports Show. It's a closed group, but I believe you can just search for it and then ask for our approval, and we will let you join. We might let you join. What I've been doing personally is, if you have like a Cavs or Browns or Buckeyes background, that kind of helps, because then if I do click on you, and this sounds like I'm judging everyone, but if I do click on you and I don't know who you are, you might be one of those Steelers fans waiting at the gate. It's like World War Z.
It's like Greg's version of Tinder. It's you gotta troll the profile. Okay, you have a Cavs jersey. Kudos, yes, good sir.
That's what us married folk do.
the Unhappy Hour admin panel is the closest thing that married people get to the Tinder experience. That's great. Okay, yeah, but yeah, Greg is one of the admins. Like I said, he does his radio show. Greg, when do you do your radio shows? Is there a set time, or it's kind of up in the air? How do they?
Usually 1:30 in the afternoons, weekdays, but it changes.
Now this is 8 days a week during weekdays?
I would, if there were 9, I would do it. No, I don't know. Usually when there's something going on, or we can find something to talk about, or I just feel like babbling on.
But you'll tweet that out in advance.
Yes,
so that's why it's important that you turn on notifications. That's another important thing. Turn on notifications, and then you'll make sure that his stuff does show up in your timeline, because I know Facebook definitely suppresses the reach of your groups and your news feed. So anyway, check that stuff out. Greg is the assistant programming director at our new TNAM network. We have our
assistant to the programming director.
Assistant to the
I'm just kidding.
No, I was saying assistant programming director. You want to say assistant to the programming director? We're really saying the same thing, but let me put it in layman's terms. I'm asking Greg to do all the heavy lifting, and I'm trying to show him at least the basics of how to get started. That's essentially how it goes. Yeah, but we're also going to be adding new shows. So if you want to talk some politics, if you want to, basically anything goes. It just, if you're interesting and you don't want to just mindlessly drop F-bombs, because I'm just, I'm not going to play that game. hey, let us know. Send Greg a direct message on Twitter or tag him on Twitter. You can do the same with us. And let us know, because we have a platform on Blog Talk Radio. What is it? blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media. Did I say that right? Mr. Greg.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Is it blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media?
blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media. Yes.
And that was blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media.
blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media.
Oh, did you say .com?
Is it not?
Oh, okay, so it's blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media.
Yeah.
And there's something you can do over there. You can follow us, or what is it? You can watch us, or what's the thing?
Yeah, you can listen live. You can.
Yeah, you can call in live.
You can call in.
My shows, I don't usually, just turn into an S show. If I had everybody calling in, and I've done. Craig, your picture on Skype is hilarious. Can people find you on Skype?
Sure can.
Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Well, yeah. That's why I don't give this number out. Otherwise,
I'm not gonna give my phone number out right now. But
maybe later. All right, man. Let's talk Cavs.
I'll tell you what. If you join my show, not you.
I will.
That's listening.
But then I'll get your number. That'd be weird.
You have my number and you have my Skype information. So.
All right, fair enough.
I
Cavs,
digress.
man. Cavs. Let's talk about this. Where do you want to start?
Oh, where do we begin? Where did it all go wrong? I'm going to say about the end of Game 3 is where I felt the death knell, the big gong, was the Cavs were just worn down. They got blown out of Game 4, right?
Yeah, 4 or 5, and now
4
6.
or 5, and then they put an effort in tonight, and like you're saying, every time it's just Steph Curry's going to toss up some of his garbage threes, or with their college MAC offense that I can't stand. But
that's Mid-American Conference for y'all out in your Belinda.
Hey-o. I've mentioned a million times. I just feel like the Warriors, and I think that's what the NBA's maybe turning to here, is this small ball. Let's just jack up 900 threes like we're the 2009 Orlando Magic.
Oh, man, you had to bring that up too?
Hey, it's the unhappy hour. That's what we do here.
All right, well, it's fair game. It's fodder. All right, continue.
But it's just the Cavs were worn down. I mean, the Warriors found a way to play 11 guys. Steve Kerr he had bench players he could put in, and I mean, who thought Azili would ever come in and make a difference, or Iguodala would be your NBA's
Festivus Azili.
Yeah.
Festivus. I celebrate Festivus.
Mm-hmm. A Festivus for the rest of us. Which is a Darren Rovell tweet, but we'll get into Darren Rovell later.
I hope not literally. That'd just be weird. That'd be like aliens or something. Anyway,
or
bursting for
kind of Tinder. But
no, you had to go there. I said this is a children's show. No, I didn't. I never said that. Yeah,
sound effects.
they were crickets would be very appropriate there, and forced laughter. Yeah, the Cavs were outmatched. They had a deeper team. The team has been playing together longer. Don't forget Mozgov, and I think they have something special in Mozgov once they figure out these are the 10 plays we're going to run through you and how it's going to work. Because they just made this stuff up. Wow, caught myself. They made this stuff up on the fly. They all right, we'll get you the ball, and it worked. 28 points, and this Cavs team is just going to be filthy next year. I hate that I have to wait a year for it. But, I mean, Kyrie getting healthy and Kevin Love getting healthy and LeBron James coming back and, signing a couple people in the offseason, whatever the case may be.
An extra $22 million in salary cap, too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, but everybody – well, but that's the thing. Everybody else is going to have it, but where would you rather play? Where would you rather play if you wanted to become Matthew Dellavedova? If you want to make it, you might want to sign here. You really might.
I mean, the only caveat to that would be that we do have to sign Tristan Thompson, but I don't think that's going to take up all $22 million.
Yeah, but wasn't his deal that he wanted a max deal? He
close.
wanted LeBron James money? Because that was and it was like, well, do you take Kevin Love or Tristan Thompson? And it's like, oh, by the way, we're getting Anderson Varejao back.
Mm-hmm.
Man, give me a break if we could have cycled through some of these players and tried some different options. Hey, what about David Blatt? Hey, this would be a really good time. I want to bring this up. The reason we want you to join the Unhappy Hour is, for, probably a couple reasons. But we just had a pretty decent post from somebody who's new to the group, relatively new, I suppose, a couple weeks. Rick Buckner. He says, the Cavs' wish list for next year. Number 1, a healthy Kyrie and Kevin Love, if he returns. 2, a lethal shooting guard. 3, a bench with a quality point guard and a consistent scorer. And then he says, don't do this. Number 1, fire David Blatt. He did a great job with the hand he was dealt. Or 2, panic. We're okay. Injuries derailed us. This is our best shot at a winner in the CLE. We won with class and lost with class. Way more than I can say for our opponent. Unfortunately, we will have to wait for next year. Bonus point, make a rule about keeping a mouthpiece in your mouth. Discuss amongst yourselves. And that's a pretty darn good quote. But, like, my instant takeaway is David Blatt. Do you tend to agree with what Rick had to say regarding Coach Blatt, or do you think the problems LeBron had with him earlier in the season and the inability to bring home a chip, do you think he's going to lean on the owner of the team because whatever LeBron says goes? What's your take?
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like these coaches nowadays are kind of just figureheads. Not to promote my show too much, but I was talking to our Indians guru, Steve Preby, and he had mentioned that Steve Kerr is just like a coach, like a cheerleader out there. I mean, he designs a couple plays and just, hey, run this. I mean, the NBA it's super.
Like, all right, guys, we got to play hard. I want you to get back on defense and keep hustle. But you know what? Honestly, every time they cut into David Blatt, it was and I thought about it now. I paid attention after hearing Steve Preby today on Sports and More with Greg Moore, as you can hear on blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media. No, but every time they cut in on Dave Blatt, he's like, all right, keep your heads up. There's a lot of time out there. I want you to play hard. Hustle. And it really is like, let's go get our snow cones. Everybody play your game, and then we're going to get snow cones after the game's over. Like you guys were saying about going to Dairy Queen and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But, no, I don't know. I mean, let's just say for what it is, it's not like LeBron James has really left himself any leeway to leave going all in on Cleveland by any stretch. But he is a free agent. He only signed a 1-year deal. Everybody's going to at least pitch him something that his camp will get and at least put in front of him. Do you think there's any chance LeBron decides to go anywhere else? Because like that's the number one thing. I don't know how you could ever leave being this close and already spurning the Cleveland fan base to only do it again. I'd say there's zero chance of that. Would you agree with that, or do you think there's like a little creeping, I don't know, here?
I agree about him not leaving Cleveland. I doubt he would do that again. His family's happy here. We've heard it all. I mean, you're going to hear rumors from whatever sports reporter from whatever city. I'm sure Michael Wilbon has already got a piece he's typing about how LeBron's coming to Chicago next year.
Oh, boy.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. But the thing about leaving being so close, he actually did that before. He did it this year because Miami was that close and he left, but they were getting old. But a lot of the same players that are here were getting old as well. Not that he'll leave, but he wouldn't do that to his. I know I sound like a homer saying this, and Corey will disagree with me because we went back and forth on this before.
Where did you go back and forth before?
On the YouTube page.
Where is that?
The New American Media YouTube page. It's on YouTube.
So you go to youtube.com/what?
The New American Media.
Oh, okay. And then you had conversations in the we post our radio shows. Yeah. Okay. So
and you have to listen to the show to make the comments.
Right. But the funny thing is once you've listened to the show, everybody is fair game to comment the rest of anybody's comments. And it's like we're in a group there. So it's like there's different things going on Twitter, different things on Facebook, different things on the Facebook, the Unhappy Hour. What's it called? The Unhappy Hour Sports Show?
Correct.
That group, and then on YouTube. But anyway, what were you saying? You were going back and forth with Corey about being a homer?
Yes, he said, "Why would not LeBron not go back to Miami? Because they now have Goran Dragic, who's a free agent this year. Um, Corey's a Chicago fan, correct? Chicago/Suns fan, so he's like one of one. Because I don't think that's a weird combination. Bulls/Suns fan. I'm not calling him out or anything, but it's just weird.
It's unique. It's unique.
It's unique. Yeah, we'll go with that. It's unique. That's why I said he's one of one.
Well, you've been in Charlotte for a while. Is there any team that you've kind of picked up on that you're like, why am I cheering for Mark Price's team or something? Like, if you are you kind of rooting for the NFC Panthers as long as they don't play the Browns? Like, have you kind of sort of adopted a team? Because I never really did with the Lakers or the Dodgers or the Angels or the Clippers. I kind of Clippers if it didn't count, I guess. But now they just annoy me because I can't stand Chris Paul. But do you have any weird teams you root for now?
No, I wait till like every 8th year till the Browns come here, so I'll actually go to a Panthers game.
Every 8th year.
And the Hornets games are they're even worse. That's it's Charlotte down here, and they have one of the worst fan bases. They're all either if the Panthers are good, they're in. Like they won't sell out unless they make the playoffs. Like Browns are probably sold out already somehow miraculously this year, and they're not all in as Cleveland fans are.
But what were you getting into with Corey? You're going back and forth, saying what?
Oh, about how LeBron was going to go back to Miami. He thought it would be a better option for LeBron to go back to Miami.
Oh, after this year. Hassan Whiteside. Okay.
Yeah. After this year, because Bosch will still be down there, and Goran Dragic, he'll have a true point guard, which I didn't understand because we have Kyrie Irving, but...
Yeah, well, if that's the thing with Kyrie and Kevin, though, they're always injured. I mean, can we really count on those guys?
That's another problem, too. I hate to call Kevin Love injury prone. I mean, because he did get, armbarred down, Ronda Rousey style.
Yeah, but this isn't his first injury, though. That's the thing.
True. But, Kyrie Irving is injury prone. He's been hurt. I mean, he played 8 games in college. So, yeah. That would not be a reason for LeBron to leave. But look how far he got without those two.
So. Just imagine if we had them to space that floor. The give and go. Oh, man, I don't even want to think about this stuff. I am always...
Let's indulge in that for a minute.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. You want to indulge? I mean, just think about the spacing LeBron would have. If you got a 3-point shooter in Kyrie, a 3-point shooter in Kevin, and there's space in the floor, you got Tristan kind of dragging out the big, and it's LeBron and somebody else against... I mean, the give and go opportunities that you would have there, what could have been if that game wouldn't have gone into overtime and Kyrie wouldn't have gone down. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But, then we could play that game all day, but who knows? Maybe Kyrie doesn't go bonkers like Delly did. Delly became a little hero overnight. His off balance being pulled down by Curry, bank shot to win the game. It's like maybe Tristan's offensive... Tristan has really shown a lot of people some stuff, and he plays Kevin Love's position, so there's been talk about a sign and trade. Do you think there's any legitimacy to maybe doing something like that with Kevin Love? Do you think Kevin Love is looking at other options, or he's all in Cleveland? He was on the behind the bench today. What do you think of Kevin Love and Tristan?
I think Kevin Love's all in Cleveland. Tristan is LeBron's boy, so I mean, whatever LeBron wants to do with him, or whatever Tristan wants, he's going to get. But I mean, they can be creative with the salary cap too. I mean, I believe Kevin Love has a player option for this year, so he can sign, and then they could trade him if you wanted. But do you get rid of that scoring? Do you trade him for, let's say, LaMarcus Aldridge, who is a little older than Kevin Love? I really haven't seen the free agent list for next year because the season just ended like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. But, it's a little thin. LaMarcus is at the top of it, and I know we've mentioned that before, and it's like, oh, come on, he's not going to... And it's like, well, what if Kevin didn't want to play here? And what if he was okay getting max money in a sign and trade over there? What if it was a really weird kind of swap and trade thing where, they know they're going to lose someone? Wouldn't it be great to get a top player back? why wouldn't they do it when they could lose him for nothing? But I mean, and I'm reading this article by Brian Windhorst. He's talking about it being decision time again for LeBron James, and they're saying that if LeBron gives a lot of input that the Cavs would prefer, it would be a lot better than what he did in the past with kind of passive aggressive wishes from the shadows, if you will. But they're saying LeBron James, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, Matthew Dellavedova could all be free agents by July 1st. That's 2 weeks.
Well, Shumpert and J.R. Smith are player options, I believe. And I saw on Twitter that they said they would love to be back, or they plan on being back.
From which people?
It was from the post-game interviews.
Well, here's the thing. James, Love, and Smith have the player option. So
Okay.
J.R. Smith, Kevin Love, and LeBron James have the player option for next season. They're all expected to decline them. Tristan Thompson, Iman Shumpert, and Matthew Dellavedova are expected to receive qualifying offers from the Cavs, and they will become restricted free agents, giving the team the right to match any offer they receive.
Okay.
So the extensions of Irving at 5 years, $90 million, and Varejao at 2 years, $20 million, signed last year, are all set to kick in. So I'm just going to read you some of this because this is interesting. Internally, the Cavs have discussed their payroll needing to balloon between $100 million and $110 million for next season, according to sources. If they actually hit the top end of that salary threshold, it would put owner Dan Gilbert on the hook for more than $75 million in luxury tax payments and bring the team near the record $193 million in taxes and salaries the Brooklyn Nets spent in 2013-2014. You know what? I don't think LeBron James gives a damn if Dan Gilbert has to throw a ton of money at a badass team. Wouldn't you say that all of the power is in LeBron's court and Dan Gilbert's going to pay whatever it takes to be the premier franchise in the NBA?
Yes. I mean, first of all, this might be revenge for that tweet and letter that Dan Gilbert put out.
Comic Sans.
Yeah. This is LeBron's revenge. You're going to spend all your money on me. Two, I'm sure Dan Gilbert hauls that in from the Horseshoe Casino probably tonight after the game. So it doesn't really matter. And the guy's made, I believe Zach said on your show before, the guy's quadruple his money since he's owned the Cavs.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking at this right now. Yeah, Gilbert, who is this is great. Like this Windhorst article, and I'm tired of people bashing Windhorst. Yeah, he needs to lose some weight, and yeah, he's LeBron's little tag along. He's his shadow, and it's really grovelly. But on the other side, no, it's not. He's been doing his thing, and I like what he does. I'm tired of the Windhorst bashing a little bit, and I'm gonna defend him.
Yeah,
and,
I regret calling him Grimace on Twitter last year.
You called him Grimace?
Yeah.
Are they a sponsor?
McDonald's, nope. Maybe.
Country Kitchen. No, but anyway, back to Windhorst article. He says Dan Gilbert, who has seen his estimated net worth quadruple to more than $4 billion during the decade he has owned the Cavs, has indicated but that's also because of the casinos and the other stuff. Don't make it seem like 4 crappy years of LeBron destroying the Cavs made him a glorious franchise where he's made all this money. It's because of his other investments as well. I digress. Those are my words, not Windhorst. Back to Windy. Has indicated numerous times that he's willing to spend. To keep James committed, Gilbert has no choice, but he'd probably prefer it if James' commitment was just as deep in terms of length of years, and that likely won't be the case for the time being. When James does re-sign with the Cavs this summer, it's probable it will be to another 1-year contract plus a player option. Even if this route makes financial sense for James with the salary cap expected to surge following the 2016-17 season, it will keep the Cavs uncomfortable going forward. But that's the point. He doesn't want his organization to be comfortable. Welcome to the modern NBA, where James doesn't just control every facet of the game, he controls every facet of the organization. Ideally for the Cavs, James would come into his exit meeting with strong opinions, sign this guy at any cost. Don't worry about this guy. Try to keep this guy, but don't break the bank. No, this is not how things are supposed to be done in a classic NBA hierarchy, but the reality is the Cavs prefer that James to be invested in their decisions so that everyone is on the same page. It's better than operating in a gray area where they're uncertain of James' investment in working with a player going forward. This is especially important in regard to Love. James very much pushed for the Cavs to trade Love for Love last summer, to the point where he was comfortable with number 1 draft pick Andrew Wiggins being included. However, James and Love didn't particularly mesh well on or off the court. My words here. Don't you feel like this is what LeBron James did the first time when we went and got Wally Zerbiak and Ben Wallace and whoever the biggest, most available people were at the time, and it really screwed up our salary cap and it locked us into long-term deals, and LeBron eventually threw a hissy fit and bolted? Greg, didn't that happen last time?
Yes, but those guys are a little less talented than Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. Excuse me, not Kyrie. Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving. That guy can shoot the ball. The 3-pointer. One ball, yeah.
Over here,
But, man, get a little of this guy. Kyrie Irving, see? He's an up-and-coming, see? Watch him shoot that 3-ball. Whoa, Nelly!
We're doing our 1940s the unhappy hour here.
I think 1920s, basically, I'm imitating Conan doing a 1920s guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're doing the video, it'll be black and white, and I'm moving really fast, like I'm scooting around.
And we got to have that little effect where it makes the screen all blotchy with like little speckles of dust.
And a weird muscle guy in the corner with just suspenders on and a hammer and a mustache.
You would have to have the handlebar mustache, of course.
Yes, exactly.
I say Phineas.
Oh, God. Off the rails again. That's what we do here.
Off the Rails with Steve Prevey, our next show. Is he going to do his own show? Is he going to take over and do a night?
He's trying to get comfortable, so we'll see. We'll see.
It's got to be. I have a stipulation, though, on blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media. It has to be Off the Rails with Steve Prevey.
Deal.
Deal or no deal?
It sounds like a show about cocaine, but that's good.
I get it, rails. I heard about that stuff in college once.
Yes. With Craig Doyle.
Oh, no, now we got a Craig Doyle reference. Yeah, actually, if you guys haven't checked it out, I brought in Chicago Blackhawks guru, Craig Doyle to the program. And we're going to have fantasy football draft guru Mike Murray coming in soon because we got to do that annual show. This is great. This is really starting to blossom and burgeon into a very weird time. And I like that. I like a lot of interesting characters coming through. But anyway, you were saying that the first time around, Ben Wallace and Wally Zerbiak are not Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving by any stretch of the imagination.
I think it's different LeBron now. He's grown up. He knows what it takes and what he can do to win. And the salary cap is structured a safer way, I believe, than it was with Chris Grant, with David Griffin. I think he's a little smarter. He knows what to do. And LeBron's going to keep signing one-year deals till this new huge, massive TV contract kicks in, which I believe is the year after next.
Yeah, so he's going to do another 1 year after this, keeps the Cavs uncomfortable, and then he's going to just sign this, $200 million deal, and it's just going to be like, all right, fine. And nobody in the world could get paid more than he could.
Right. Right now he'd probably sign 10-day contracts if they let him. So, who knows?
I wonder if he could. No, but I mean, you got to give a little bit to the organization because you have been burned before. Like, let's not go too far off the deep end here. Okay. Being very kind to LeBron James is this the other way I almost phrase that.
I got you.
Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but I'm glad I didn't go there. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what's going on. It was good seeing Kevin Love, right behind the bench, and it's like for him to be there in those insane environments, just to go through all the playoffs, and to go through, the Golden State Warriors and the Cavs home game and the NBA Finals, and knowing that you're 2 wins away from a title, like. How in the world do you think that there's any scenario where you could see Kevin Love deciding, I don't want to be here on this team. I don't think I could help this team. I don't think this team has a chance to win a title, and I think I could make more money elsewhere.
No. That sounds like something Carmelo Anthony would say. I'm sorry. No, I'm not even sorry for it. I think I dogged Carmelo Anthony something earlier today on Facebook. It's just he is the most selfish.
Did you call him
player.
Grimace? Did you call him Grimace?
I did not call him Grimace. He's not that. No, he's more like the Hamburglar.
I don't even know what that means, but I agree. Carmelo, that should be it new. Carmelo equals Hamburglar.
Done.
Okay, that's how you're gonna promote this show.
The Hamburglar. McDonald references for all.
By the way, I need a meme for that. So can you post that and I'll just put it up and like that'll be the picture for my entire show. It'll just be like Carmelo equals Hamburglar. I'm like, what? And like, anyway, we talk about it for 20 seconds and it's really stupid. But no, Kevin Love can't make any more money with another team. He's not going to have a better chance to win a title with any other team. It's a little nerve-wracking. In all honesty, it's a little nerve-wracking to know that he's not signed, but I just don't see any scenario where Kevin Love goes anywhere but right up to David Griffin and say, sign me to the max and I'm in.
I don't see. Why would you? I mean, the only thing I can think of is if, and this is a big if, LeBron has started this whole coming home. Let's all come. Let's all go back to where we're from. But I don't think Kevin Love is that big of a superstar where he'd go back to. Is he from? He's from L.A., correct? He went to school in L.A. I know that. But
yeah, UCLA, isn't he? Isn't there some sort of Northwest tie though as well? Yeah, you went to UCLA, but
yeah, is he from? I'd have to look it up here in a second. But he's I was gonna say I just don't think he's like that big of an impact superstar. Like to me, at least, he.
Here, you focus. You focus. I'll look up where he's from.
Okay. Oh yeah, he was in. No, I'm trying to focus on my thought. I'm not even looking it up. I was hoping you would. But Mayor McCheese.
Yeah, yeah. A top-ranked prospect out of Lake Oswego High School in Oregon. Okay. Love played one season of college basketball for UCLA Bruins, led him to a Final Four appearance in the 2008 NCAA tournament, named Pac-10 Conference Player of the Year and Consensus All-Team American following season. Chose not to complete his 3 remaining years of college eligibility and entered the 2008 NBA draft, taken 5th overall by the Memphis Grizzlies, and was traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves on draft night for the 3rd overall selection, O.J. Mayo, in an 8-player deal, and then Love was later traded to the Cavaliers in 2014, if you were curious. But he was born in Santa Monica, California, also.
Okay. Well, it just... I guess my point is, like, I feel like LeBron has maybe started this trend where players are going to come back home. Like, I can see, next year, like, Kevin Durant going to D.C. But I just don't... He's a huge superstar where it's, like, people care. Like, God, Kevin Love, I feel like he's not that huge superstar. Even in Minnesota, I mean, he put up a lot of numbers. But he wasn't the huge, marketable, in-your-face superstar.
But he was in those Uncle Drew commercials with Kyrie Irving, go figure.
True. But that was in Cleveland.
All right.
I think he stays.
But here's the thing.
Long answer short.
With the amount of money that we have, okay, so you think he stays. With the amount of money that we have, it is possible that LeBron says, look, you saw how good defensively we were with Tristan. We're going to work on his offensive game. We got a big Tristan can be a really big force in this league. Kevin plays his position, and you know what? I would rather have Dwayne Wade and so-and-so. Let's do a sign-and trade with 3 teams and make this happen. LeBron could do that, right?
Correct. And you do what LeBron wants. I mean, that's the thing. When you're the best player on earth, until he hits that point where he just is worthless. Well, let's put it this way. If he hits that point, and I'm not calling Kobe Bryant worthless, but Kobe Bryant's towards the end of his career. But he's still making, what, $25 million next year?
Such a horrible contract, yeah.
Yeah, well, you get to that point, I mean, it's like they're paying you tribute for all you've done. And Kobe has won, 5 rings there?
He's kind of a big deal.
He's kind of a big deal. So it gets to the point where you take that loss where you're going to eventually, because LeBron, as you said, is going to eventually sign that $200 million contract. He's going to get baseball money. And it's going to screw up the whole salary cap. It's going to happen eventually.
You think it'll screw it up?
I guess. I mean, unless they eventually just don't have a salary cap, they want to go baseball with it. So I mean, there's got to be a limit as to how much you can spend, even with the luxury tax. So, yeah. I mean, LeBron's going to be here for life. I wouldn't be surprised if he signs a ownership clause in one of his contracts eventually.
I've wondered that for a long time. Apparently, you're not allowed to.
Well, no, I mean, I knew you can't be owner-player because remember Magic Johnson had to sell his stock in the team when he came out of retirement in whatever year that was.
But it's weird, though, because if you have that much clout, I mean, I'd like to be a 10% owner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the free market that way. Call me crazy.
I think it's conflict of interest. It's like Will Smith and semi-pro. You just can't do it,
Hold on, I don't get the reference. What is semi-pro? Was this something after Fresh Prince and before Independence Day?
Will Ferrell, excuse me. I say Will Smith.
No, hold on now. What's the Will Ferrell reference? What is this in?
You ever seen the movie? Hold on.
Now you gotta look this up. Do you ever see Will Smith playing the Hamburglar with Will Ferrell as Grimace?
And Jeff Goldblum is Mayor McCheese. It was crazy.
Okay, I don't get the reference. What is the Will Ferrell movie?
Have you ever seen the movie Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell?
Semi-pro.
He owned like an ABA team called like the Flint Tropics or something.
No, I saw the one where he was like in NASCAR. What was that one? Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. Okay. Anyways,
I saw that one. What was the other one where no, not Dodgeball. That was what's his nuts? The other
that's
guy.
Vince Vaughn.
No, Vince Vaughn and the guy that owned
Ben
the gym.
Stiller.
Ben Stiller. Thank you.
Not Ben Affleck.
Affleck. He's
Anyways.
Batman. Go freaking figure.
Oh, that'll be. We'll talk about it later when we do an entertainment more.
Yeah, we need to do a whole show on Ben Affleck as Batman. I'll reserve judgment, but seriously, out of the entire cast of everybody in the world, I don't know. Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park and Ben Affleck is Batman. Go figure. I think Tony Stark works. I think that's a good casting job with Iron Man, but anyway, I digress. What are you talking about?
Michael Keaton will always be Batman to me, but continue.
Hey, Michael Keaton kind of will, and Jack Nicholson will always be Joker. And it's like, all right, the Heath Ledger people, I get it. He brought that darker side, but that's Christopher Nolan. That's kind of how he rolls. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Will Smith as Hamburglar. What was the...
Yeah.
Will Smith plays Smurfette.
Yes, in Smurfs 3. Smurfed.
The the Smurfening. Hey guys, by the way, for anybody out there listening, if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. So that's where we're at. By the way,
This is how we cope with Cleveland sports, people.
you just gotta let it out as laughter, because really, if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. It's very sad what happened to the Cavs. But
That's
anyway,
the unhappy hour.
yeah. What the heck were you? Were you wrapping up a point there with Will Smith? Or the Argonauts? What did you say? Michael Sam and the Argonauts, or the Ottawa Rough Riders, or something? No jokes. No jokes. No jokes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. No jokes.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, okay. Let's get back to the game real quick. What do you think about? Because I got to go on the rails. That's the Steve Freeby's next show. What do you think of Iguodala getting MVP and LeBron James getting some votes, Steph Curry getting 0? Hey, by the way, was that an accurate list? Is that true?
I believe so, because when I was watching the pregame, they were talking about who was going to be MVP, and they said that 11 people vote on the MVP, and I believe that list had.
Is Joey Crawford one of them?
Was it who?
Joey Crawford? Yeah.
It did look like it was written on the same paper as the Constitution, didn't it? That tweet us on that.
The Magna Carta, maybe.
Yeah, something. There was definitely a pen dipped in ink.
Joey
with
Crawford.
A big feather on the end for Joe Crawford.
A quill, if you will.
Yes.
Joey Crawford on the wrong side of history.
Hashtag the wrong side of history.
I love these sites that bring up automatic ads. Doggone it. Seriously, Forbes is one of the worst websites. Breitbart is terrible. You'll start to figure this out as you start pulling up more stories to discuss on Sports and More with Greg Moore that you can find on blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media. Close Forbes, jeez. Yeah, they're just some sites that are just unwatchable. They're just absolutely terrible. But yeah, if we can...
So I believe, anyway, it was... on the paper that the Magna Carta was written on.
Of course.
It's 11 people voted. I think it was 7 voted for Iguodala, 4 for LeBron James. It's 2 local media people are allowed to vote. I think it was Jason Smith for
Snrub.
Jason Ronald McDonald for the Akron Beacon Journal.
Ronald McDonald for the block. Let's go to Jim J. Bullock.
Jim J. Bullock, nice.
Yes, okay. Hey, by the way, did you know LeBron James is the first player in NBA Finals history to lead both teams in points, assists, and rebounds for the entire series?
I did not.
Oh, my Lord. That's on SportsCenter right now. Wow. I mean, I'm not happy about that because I would rather win, but...
Right. No, I'm not surprised Iguodala got the MVP. I actually talked that about on my show earlier today. That's Sports and More. But yeah, that was my guess for MVP because he kind of shut down LeBron as much as he possibly can, and then you can't really give it to a losing team, I don't think.
And this
losing player, excuse me.
This in from Little B from the Pack. He says, if only LeBron, J.R. Smith, and Kyrie knew that flicking your wrist is not for champions, Lil B cooking dance wins you titles. Yeah. You heard about that whole thing, right?
I know I've said this before, and I'm not really joking when I ask this. What's a Little B? Who is Little B? What does he do? What does it do?
You know what? If you put that out there, then this guy's going to curse you. That's apparently how it goes.
Okay. So then, good job at what you're doing there, Little B. You're the man.
Yeah. Something.
Ish.
Yeah. Moving on.
All right. So I'm reading through some tweets here.
Yeah.
I know we were talking off the air about people trolling, and people are writing like LeBron is the Buffalo Bills of the NBA.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the stat for you. When Iguodala was in, LeBron shot 38%, and the Cavs were negative 55 plus minus. When he sat, LeBron was shot 44%, and the Cavs were plus 30. So
they need to be setting more picks to get him off of him.
Yeah, setting some more illegal picks, which they finally started calling at the about third quarter of the game.
Yeah, that was all pretty rough. The whole officiating in general. I mean, I know the Cavs got to the line a lot, but of course they got to the line a lot because that's their game. And you know, the Warriors aren't really good on defense. I don't know. I mean, look, they won. You know, we didn't see Maurice Spates the rest of the series, and they won. And Spates had a great game one of the games. And it's just, you know, these things happen. But it is interesting. It is interesting to see that Iguodala didn't start a single game in the regular season, and he won the MVP.
Yeah.
He was crucial, and we just didn't have that guy off the bench that could sustain it for a full series.
Well, the thing, I mean, Golden State, and this has been mentioned, and this has been beaten to death, that they were a deep team. Like, half these people that come off their bench, you know, David Lee was their highest paid player. So they're a young team. Half of them
really
rookie contracts, and I mean, yeah, he's their highest paid player. I mean, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson he's at the beginning of his contract, I believe. His big contract.
They're gonna get theirs, but they don't have them yet.
Right, exactly. And they're just a deep team, but half these people that come off the bench, like Iguodala, he'd be starting for probably 20 of the teams in the NBA. Same with David Lee. It's just they're just deep.
Did you see what Iguodala said in that interview? I don't know when it was from, but he said that Coach Kerr convinced him to come off the bench, and he said, maybe I could find that real quick. Say something witty while I look this up.
Your Lakers are 80-1 to win the championship this year.
Call them my Lakers. What?
Your LA Lakers. Your Clippers are 10-1. There you go.
Let me see if I can pull this up. Oh yeah. Check this out.
What would it mean to you to get to the finals and win a title?
I don't know if I should let this out the bag, but if we win a championship, that'll save me from kicking Steve Kerr's ass for making me come off the bench. I'll be happy.
Great.
Let me play that one more time. This is pretty ridiculous.
If we win a championship, that'll save me from kicking Steve Kerr's ass for making me come off the bench. I'll be happy.
Great answer.
And up until the end, he was not laughing.
Wow.
If we win the championship, it'll save me from kicking Steve Kerr's ass for making me come off the bench. Wow.
Who's that with the questions? Was that the always highly sexual Doris Burke?
Who is this chick?
To get to the finals and win it.
One of the name me some names. I can't think of her name.
Sports ESPN girl?
Yeah, Janice Iguodala? No.
Yes. No.
Napolitano? No, what's her name? Not Doris Burke. Come on, give me something here. Give me some names.
Lindsay Karniak or whatever her name is?
No, not the blonde in Cleveland. This is the little older one. Not Hannah
Oh.
Storm. What's her name?
I don't know.
Okay, let's move on. But listen to Andre Iguodala in this interview. Seriously, one more time.
I don't know if I should let this out the bag, but if we win a championship, that'll save me from kicking Steve Kerr's ass for making me come off the bench. I'll be happy.
Great answer.
Yeah, pretty incredible. I mean, kudos, I guess. I mean, man, what did you tweet out earlier? He's the first guy to win a Finals MVP and a Tony Award in the same season.
I didn't. I retweeted that from somebody.
Oh, I mean, it was
actually-
good.
It was
That-
actually
that-
Ken Carmen, who's a Cleveland radio 92.3 fan radio host, who is hilarious, by the way. Yeah, he tweeted that. Yeah, I retweeted it, but yeah, a lot of flopping going on, and just yeah.
Anyway,
It's rough. I mean, like I texted you earlier, like I didn't want him to be on the show. I was a little bitter. I got over it after about 20 minutes, but it's the unhappy hour. We're gonna wait till next year, and
and we look, we have good chances for next year, and I hate this. I don't feel good. There's no small victories and any of that crap. If you got a chance, you gotta just go take it. You know, you just.
I'm just glad we didn't have to talk about Brown's training camp for a couple weeks.
Well, now you brought it up. You went and did that now, didn't you?
Those are gonna be some really exciting shows.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Browns have a lot of talent. They do. Obviously, the quarterback is Luke McCown. Josh McCown. Hold on. Now I'm confusing the McCowns. Who's our quarterback?
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown. Luke McCown. He used to be our quarterback, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
didn't go so well.
No.
So this McCown, if he can run the offense, we drafted a pretty dynamic running back in Duke Johnson out of Miami in the 3rd round. We drafted a couple wide receivers. We signed a couple receivers, Dwayne Bowe and Brian Hartline, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like these are professionals that, maybe they're not the superstar that we wish Josh Gordon was on the field for, but Joe Thomas and Alex Mack, and you got to figure out the tight end, but that's a serviceable. I don't know, and the defense is just looking stacked, and we're getting Danny Shelton in the middle there. I'm Justin Gilbert coming out and having a much better second season, and I don't know. I have big hopes for my Browns, but I have big hopes for all my teams, and I'm 6 years old.
Oh.
And I've never. Whoa. Whoa, I heard you age, and I.
Happy birthday.
If you pause it in the right second, you see the exact moment his heart snaps. Right there. Click. You heard me age in like a second. No, but I think the Browns have a lot going for them. They were very competitive under Brian Hoyer until he unraveled. Brian Hoyer was a lot like Matthew Dellavedova, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. He got tired.
The great white hope and kind of undersized, under-talented kind of dude comes in and, rattles off a couple of things and everybody goes bonkers and joins the fan club, and it turns out they just don't have the endurance to keep it up for the full season, and you're just let down. You're like, crap.
Yeah, but Dellavedova didn't have some flash-in-the-pan college Heisman Trophy winner behind him.
Yeah, the Johnny Manziel thing crushed Brian Hoyer. It did.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was the pressure of it, knowing that the team wanted to go that direction. But
Uncle Jimmy wanted him to play.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Manziel gets his chance. Maybe it's not this year. Maybe it's year 3. But you're one injury away from him needing to step up anyway in the NFL. That's always a possibility. But anyway, I think there's going to be good things for the Browns. I think they'll be better than last year. the Indians, they haven't been playing well. But maybe people pay attention to the Tribe now that this whole Cavs juggernaut thing is winding down.
Yeah, they might have 3,000 people their next game.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm telling you, they need to put that pool in there.
That's right. You mean the ice skating rink for the first month or two of the year? Go to the Tribe ice skating rinks, eh? Get a load of those gams. Anyway, and of course, Urban Meyer and the Buckeyes. We'll have plenty of stuff to talk about, but I don't know. Do you have any final thoughts on this season? I've done so many of these shows, and this is actually the first chance where it's been legitimately an opportunity for us to get a title. I mean, I kind of started the show right after LeBron left, and our team was just a steaming pile of garbage. And, up until this season, I didn't have much to cheer about. And I got very excited about this year. And even through the injuries, you just figured it's the Cavs Nike commercial with LeBron James about being for Cleveland, and I'm coming home, and it's, hitting the game-winning shot over, to win the Bulls game, and go with all the injuries. I just figured, if there ever was a way to go out and destroy a curse, this was it. And, stupid me, I got excited for a team again. So talk me down off the ledge.
It was a hell of a ride, man. It was exciting. Very exciting. And, you have the best player on earth still on your team. So, what do you... Next year is going to be amazing, because if we're healthy... always an if in Cleveland sports, I know. But just step away from that ledge, my friend, as Third Eye Blind would say. You don't have that song to play, do you?
That you've been living in, and if you do not want to see me again, I would understand. Something like that. Maybe not as pronounced.
But, that was pretty spiffy. But
it's spiffy. It's spiffy, say.
I'm just going to end with, as usual, and every end of every Cleveland season, let's just wait till next year.
God. This one does hurt, man. This is so close. This was so close. And, over the past couple games, you could see the team get tired, and you could kind of, the writing was on the wall, but you just wanted to believe. You didn't want to be the guy that didn't believe when it had a chance. So you had to just kind of stick around,
That's what makes Cleveland fans so great. That's why we do this stuff. We watch, and just they're dedicated. I know it's been 51 years, and we're always saying wait till next year, but we're always there. Try living in Charlotte, where your fans are never there. So,
unless it's a NASCAR event.
Yes.
A little bit of a different story there. What speedway is that? Isn't that like the hub of NASCAR or something?
Lowe's Motor Speedway. Yes.
Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Sunday. I don't know anything about NASCAR.
The NASCAR Hall of Fame is actually about 8 miles from my house. So
that's
Hey, broadcast there live tomorrow.
Are you doing a show tomorrow?
Maybe.
All right. Well,
you guys will just have to watch out. That's what we do. This guerrilla radio.
Well, hey, if you do a show tomorrow, tell people where they can find you, where your site is, where to find you on Twitter, and all that jazz.
Yes. Well, on Twitter, you can find me at Greg Times, GregTime. That's all one word. I'm on there. I'm hilarious sometimes. You can also find me on blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media. And if you want to join us on Facebook, The Unhappy Hour Sports Show.
Are you asking me a question, or are you telling me, Gregory?
I'm telling you. The Unhappy Hour Sports Show. Just look it up on Facebook. If you want to join, just ask to join.
Yeah, Indians, Cavs, Browns, and Buckeyes, and Greg's right, man. You better be rocking some sort of gear in one of your pictures or have some sort of post, because we're not letting trolls in. Man, I've seen a couple weird requests. It's like, no. Now our group's getting big, so we're getting all the spammers. So anyway, it's going to continue to grow, and we'll continue to work on Greg's program, Sports and More with Greg Moore, on blogtalkradio.com/The New American Media, and on Twitter at Greg Time. Yes, I just said those things you just said, except a little bit faster. Greg, thanks for joining me today. Seriously, I didn't want to do this show on my own. I didn't want to do this show at all, obviously, but another season in the books, and we were 2 wins short. You think Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love might be worth 2 wins and a win share and a plus minus? Yeah, I got a hunch that might work out. So anyway, Greg, we'll check out your show, whether it's tomorrow or however. We'll make sure we follow your Twitter to find out. Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome. Go NASCAR.
Yes, go NASCAR and Country Corner.
Country Counter. Brunswick's finest grocery store.
Country Counter and Country Kitchen. All right, Greg, we'll talk to you again soon, brother. You have a good night. And for everybody else out there, my name is Brian Engelman, thenewamericanmedia.com, on Twitter at American_media_. Subscribe, youtube.com/thenewamericanmedia. On Facebook, do a search for The New American Media. I appreciate you. I love you, and I am out like the Cavs season. Ugh.
You are listening to the New American Media.
This is John B. Wells reminding you that not only is Brian Engelman a cool guy, and not only is the newamericanmedia.com a very cool platform, but here's a cool idea for you, too. Are you alone? Not really. Do you like dogs? Do you like cats? You do. Of course you do. Everybody does. One or the other, maybe even both. You know, there are a lot of dogs and cats that are at shelters right now, and if somebody doesn't take them home, they're going to wind up euthanized. That's a nice way of saying they're going to be killed, because there's simply not enough room. I guarantee it, the best dogs and the best cats, the best pets, come from shelters. There's something about dogs and cats. They know. They know where they are. You walk through one of them, and certainly at least one is going to look at you and go, I wish you'd take me home. I'm in hell. Please take me out of here. It'll be the best thing that you ever did for your soul. You'll feel good about it. And not only that, but you have a friend for life. Doesn't matter if you got money, you don't have money. Well, it doesn't make any difference to a dog or cat. All they need is the sound of your voice and maybe even the stroke of your hand, and they're fine. Maybe a little food every once in a while. The sweetest sound that those pets ever hear is your voice. Think it over and adopt a cat or a dog from a local shelter today. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did.